Most of the games we see coming from Ubisoft nowadays seem to either be from the Assassin's Creed or Tom Clancy franchises, with some exceptions sprinkled in here and there. But when they weren't busy making us players dance to Mario's theme song or play television game shows, they were making Rayman. First released in 1995 for the PlayStation 1, Atari or Jaguar, Sega Saturn, and MS-DOS, Rayman 1 also saw several ports to different platforms throughout the years, even going as far as 3DS. I played a ton of Rayman games growing up, and I remember specifically playing Rayman 2 on PC together with a friend, and we played it for like a week straight, every day. We had so much fun. And at some point, we managed to get our hands on a couple of demo discs for Rayman 3 from a couple of cereal boxes. We didn't even know Rayman 3 was a thing at that point. We just played them over and over and over again. Later that same year, I actually got Rayman 3 for the GameCube, and I played it like the same thing with the demo discs, really. We just played it, and then my friend got it, and we played it again. You know, we just played the same game over and over almost. However, there was that one Rayman game that I didn't really like growing up, and I had it ever since I was born. And that game, in fact, was the first one. Rayman 1 for the PlayStation 1. It wasn't because it was a bad game, far from it actually, but I just remembered that it was very hard to get far in it, because boy, let me tell you, this game is hard. I remember I could never get further than the band stages, and for those of you that don't know or haven't played the game already, that's like the fourth stage. Like, that's not far at all. And I would always end up turning off the game because I would get so mad at it because it was so hard. However, maybe now's the time to finally beat this guy. So, without further ado, let's try to beat PlayStation 1's classic, Rayman. Let's go. When we boot it up, the game shows us a FMV sequence with this, is that Rayman with long hair, a magic hat, and a wand? Anyway, this magic dude explains to us that the game's villain,
the evil Mr. Dark.
Now I know that it's common to knock his name here on YouTube, but I mean, the name Mr. Dark, can you get more obvious than that? Back on topic, the evil Mr. Dark has stolen the Great Protoon. This Protoon is a magical orb that retains the order and balance in this world. He then proceeds to kidnap the Electoons, the inhabitants. And also, this is where the FMV decides to take a weird, sudden dark turn out of nowhere.
They definitely need a hero to save them now! Don't you think?
I'm gonna be honest, this part right here scared the crap out of me when I was younger. I mean, it just comes out of nowhere. And I hope I'm not alone on this.
I'm pretty sure you are, man.
What's that?
Actually, I said that I think you are alone on this one, man.
I am.
And I think that you were a bit of a wuss. Uh-huh.
Huh. Alright. It then cuts to Rayman chilling in his hammock by the beach, and he just nonchalantly agrees to the task at hand. Like,
No problem.
alright. Like I said, it's not the most complex plot out there, but it gets the job done. Also, the story isn't really the game's best part, if anything. However, the presentation is what really amazes me the most about this game. Phew boy, let me tell you guys, this game got style. The graphics are colorful and cartoony and just overall wonderful. Now would be a good time to bring up Rayman's design, but it's a joke that's been overdone at this point, I suppose, so I don't think there's anything I can add to it. Like, yeah, he ain't got no neck, arms, or legs. I mean, yeah, we know that at this point. What I really like about Rayman's design, though, is that the colors they used, yellow and purple, are so good looking together as there are contrasting colors on the color wheel. And it just makes it look so pleasant. Something else I noticed, which is very cool, is that in the overworld, you see it from the villain's point of view. Each and every time you boot your save file up, it will show a quick cutscene of Mr. Dark looking down at Rayman through his binoculars. I somehow never really understood this cutscene when I was younger. I guess I was just too dumb. Like, of course it is to show that Mr. Dark is looking at us. Either way, I find it a really neat detail, and I love when developers show attention to details. The game's world consists of 6 different types of stages. First off, we have the Dream Forest, followed by Bandland, Blue Mountains, Picture City, the Caves of Skops, and finally, Candy Chateau. My favorites has to be Dream Forest and Bandland, as well as Picture City. Dream Forest just looks so good, and I wish there were more levels set in this one. Bandland and Picture City aren't very special when it comes to looks, but makes up for it by having some of my favorite tracks in the game. I mean, just take a listen to this. This game just looks and sounds so amazing, man. Seriously, one of my favorite soundtracks from the PlayStation 1. Well, now that that's done, what should I talk about now? This game is a 2D platformer, unlike its successors Rayman 2 and 3, so moving left and right as well as jumping is going to be the main controls for this game, with some more abilities added in later. When you start off, you notice just how small Rayman's arsenal really is. Like I said earlier, you can only move around and jump. However, if you press the circle button, Rayman pulls off this huge dumb face. This does have a practical use, but it's not something you'll actually ever use more than once. As you progress in the game, you start to learn new abilities like the Rayman signature attack, the throwing punch. You can hold the attack button longer to make the fist go a bit further. However, if you are an epic gamer like me, you can use the jump attack. If you at any point press the attack button when in mid-air, Rayman will throw the living crap out of his fist, making it the fastest way to attack. The attack works as if you were throwing a boomerang. You throw it and it'll then come back. This makes it possible to pull off some cool maneuvers like attacking and then make it hit an enemy on the way back. You can do it in mid-air too, like this. See you later, bud! Controlling Rayman in this game is very satisfying. The controls feel as tight and responsive as hell, and this makes it so fun once you really get a hang of it in later stages, and you just kind of get a flow going. The ledge grab move in this game is really something genius too. In some levels like this one here, you'll really understand just how useful it is and just how good it feels to pull off. Until you've unlocked the running ability, and yes, you heard me right, you have to unlock the ability to run in this game. For some reason, something so basic as running is an unlockable power-up in this game. Like... Alright. Yeah, you can't really do that, man. What? Yeah, you can't just go running around, you know, like out of nowhere. I mean, why not? You kind of have to unlock that. Yeah, ain't that weird though? Yeah, it's actually kind of silly. So yeah, anyway, give me your money. Oh shit. Yeah, so until you've unlocked a running ability, you're just kind of stuck with walking everywhere. This game is built around it, so it doesn't really bother me at all. I just find it somewhat weird. Now, this is where it gets real fun. This game is hard as balls, man. And to be honest, I think it has some of the most dickish level design out there. While most of the game's design is very hard but fair, sometimes they just drop a big load of nope on you and make you die and get hit. Like, look at this shit! This game is so difficult if you don't already know the stage like the back of your hand. Also, because of this high difficulty, you'll start seeing this screen a lot. This game has a life system where you can take 3 hits in a stage and then lose a life. This is such an annoying system, seeing as that's not enough. You also have limited continues. Every time you hit 0 lives, you'll be booted to this screen. And when you hit 0 continues, it boots you back to the title screen, making you lose any unsaved progress. So, for the love of God, make sure you save often. Or you could just use the 99 lives and full health cheat code that's in the game, which I did. Here's the thing, I wasn't too interested in being kicked back to the title screen over and over and over, and I constantly saved, so hey, I don't see this as a cheat. Think of it more as a means to skip something tedious and unnecessary. Now, this code does make extra lives kind of useless, but for those that feel that they want to go cry in a corner somewhere, they're scattered here and there throughout the levels for grabs, so that's cool. If that's too easy for you, then might I suggest grabbing 100 of these blue orbs called Tings? Once you've grabbed 100, it'll grant you an extra life as well, but if you die, that count is gonna go right back to 0. So this method is truly for the most epic of gamers. You can also find these little P orbs in the level. Once obtained, they grant you 2 extra hit points, maxing out at a 5 total. Something similar would be the red mushroom in Mario Galaxy. Grab it and you'd get 3 extra hit points. They do, however, go back to 3 hit points once you die, so be careful not to let them go to waste. Other collectible power-ups include the golden fist and the sparkling fist thingy. The golden fist increases the power of your attacks, and the sparkling fist thingy increases the speed of which your fist flies. There's 3 different speeds available in this game. So, let's talk about the bosses. There's a boss for each world. Dreamforce has the mosquitoes, Bandland has the saxophone dude, Rock Golem in Blue Mountains, Fat Lady in Picture City, and the Scorpion in the case of Scops. The mosquitoes and saxophone dude are fairly easy. The Rock Golem is where I actually started to feel the difficulty rise a bit, boss-wise. But this stupid Fat Lady is where I started having problems, man. All I'm gonna say is that her attacks almost require you to immediately know what to do. And that is incredibly difficult when you only have so many tries before you have to do the whole level over again just to try something new. While it did take a few tries before I understood what had to be done, overall I didn't find the Scorpion boss to be all too difficult. This game just really made me frustrated, man. With its overall dickish design in some places, this game just takes you by the balls and just fucking rips the shit out of it. Like, oh. Despite all this though, I did have a fairly enjoyable time with its gameplay. And now, it's time to finally finish this sucker. Onwards! To the next part. You know, do the transition, please. Thanks. So, you've beaten every stage, you've died a few thousand times, you've killed the bosses. Now, it's time to go head to head with Mr. Darky Mark over at... Wait. What? Oh no. I had forgotten all about this. So, in order to actually beat the game, like, not even joking, in order to finish the game and get the credits, you have to smash every single cage with Electoons in all the levels in the game. I forgot to mention this in the gameplay part, but there's these cages spread across the different levels that you have to smash in order to actually unlock any of the abilities you get. So, meaning that if you just happen to miss one cage in a level, you'll have to go back and search the heck out of it. This is such a dumb design choice. Why would you lock the end behind something like this? Especially with the dickish design I was talking about earlier. In some levels, you'll hear a small sound effect playing right before you touch the finish goal. If you're not ready for that, then that means you just missed the cage that you need to beat the game. And you'll have to play through the whole level again. I hate this. There's no point other than giving the player a giant middle finger for no reason at all. Okay. So, now, you've beaten every level, died a few more times, and smashed all the cages. You're now ready to finally beat Mr. Dark over at the game's final destination, Candid Chateau. It's a set of 2 levels complete with a final battle against Mr. Dark. The first level is just an on-rail vehicle level where you have to make a few jumps. Not really that much to talk about, so I'm gonna move on. The second stage is a platforming gauntlet where Mr. Dark will put a few different spells on you. One of them even creates a shadow Rayman that follows your every move. Make contact with him once and you'll lose a life. I like this. It's only used once, but it's a cool idea. Other spells makes the controls inverted, so left is right and right is left. Once you've beaten this level, you're off to Mr. Dark's lair. This fight is honestly kind of dumb. You don't really fight Mr. Dark, you just kind of avoid some of his fire spells, and then you get your fist back, and now you just go up against combined versions of the previous bosses. And yeah, this fat lady and mosquito combo sucks major ass. So there you go. After you finally beat those guys, after that, the game kind of just gives you a "you did it" and then goes straight to the credits. That's it. Jesus, dude. Not much of an ending, to be honest. And there you have it. That was Rayman. Definitely a charming game with tons of character, but certainly lacking in the gameplay department. Controls felt really good, and I did have a lot of fun going through the levels in this game. However, the evil design in some of these levels really does make you want to rip the game straight out of the console and just throw it out the window. With that said, I did like this game overall. It was actually really fun. Now, this definitely wasn't Ubisoft's last attempt at the Rayman franchise. The guys over at Ubisoft Montpellier did continue the series with the next installment, Rayman 2: The Great Escape. However, we're not gonna take a look at this version. Apparently the PlayStation 1 version is the worst, with tons of cut content and everything. We're actually gonna take a look at the Dreamcast version of this game. I did order this for the next video, and I also bought a VGA cable to HDMI, so we're hopefully gonna get better looking footage than this video. I'm sorry about that, by the way. Kind of messed up on that one. So yeah, this will be the next game we'll take a look at on here. After this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yo, you made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. The gameplay was kind of garbage. I know that. I just didn't know a proper way to actually record a game in good fashion. I only used my old Elgato game capture, so yeah, that's why. I'm not very. This is actually my first attempt at a video like this, so if it's, I know there's a lot of things I have to work on, but that'll be in the next couple videos. You know, over time, I'll probably get better at it. But yeah, thank you so much for actually finish this weird little passion project of mine that I've wanted to do for a while. So yeah, thank you, dude, and I hope I'll see you in the next one, which is going to be Fragile Dreams on the Wii. Yeah, great, bye.